Speaker, and thank you, SMS, for your impassioned defense of the PWM model. I would just take the opportunity to just clarify a few points and perhaps obtain some clarifications as well. One of them is the SMS mentioned a few times that a lot of this affects real lives. And I have no doubt that it affects real lives because that is precisely what we are fighting for. But with all due respect, as much as it would be lovely to always rely on folksy wisdom and beliefs by labor union leaders, at the same time it's important to realize that when we talk about studies that show that the minimum wage does not lead to any appreciable increase in unemployment, this is based on careful consideration and not just beliefs. It's worth reminding ourselves that there was a time when, in the 16th century, when people believed that that the sun revolved around the earth. But that belief is not, in fact, the same as evidence. And all evidence from countries all over the world demonstrate that a minimum wage has minimal impact on unemployment as long as it is not set too high. Now, so that leaves us with discussing what is this too high? And again, I think we made a clear justification on why we believe that 1.3K is a justifiable number. But why we believe as well that it's important to be open to other possibilities is because we, likewise, don't want this number to be politicized. And the way to do that, there are lots of numbers that can be politicized. The interest rate can be politicized. And we ensure that the central banks don't politicize the interest rate by making sure that they have independence, which is why one way forward is to ensure that we have an independent wage board comprised of academics as well as representatives from both the labor movement as well as employers to come up with a number so that it is not politicized. And I'll just close by pointing out one thing, and it is that I don't believe in Schadenfreude, and we have been throwing out Chinese idioms, so I'll define that as 幸灾乐祸. And I do not think that supporting SMEs, as I said in my speech just now, is exclusive from supporting a minimum wage, which I mentioned in my maiden speech. In fact, I would just remind everyone that Henry Ford, who invented the automobile, understood this. He said that he has to pay his workers enough so that they can buy his cars. So when we pay our workers enough, it need not be the case that our small businesses end up suffering as a result.